āditya-gataṁ tejo jagad bhāsayate khilam candramasi cāgnau tejo viddhi māmakam. The splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness, this whole world comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and splendor of the fire are also from me. So God is explaining Himself. But at this moment, He is not telling you about the spiritual world. In fact, in Gita, it does not tell you anything. Gita is like meeting God in office. It's like, suppose I want to meet you. You can invite me in your office or in the home. It depends. Home, you invite somebody who is very intimate. You don't invite everybody to your house. Do you do? Sometimes doctor gets upset if the patient land up in the house. Correct? They do that? So no. Come to clinic. So there is no discussion. You see, Krishna is not talking, come to spiritual world. We will play together and we will have 5 kind of rasas and you can participate in any one of the rasas. This information is not given in Bhagavad-gita. Therefore, Bhagavad-gita is the graduate study and Bhagavatam is the postgraduate study. Interesting? Now in Bhagavad-gita what is happening is the beginning of knowledge has been given. What is the beginning knowledge given? That we are not the body, we are spirit, soul, and God exists, God is supreme, you are very small. Now to develop this, Krishna is explaining how tiny you are and how great He is. He is saying the light of the sun and the moon, it is His mercy. Okay? This is not some utopia, it's a fact. The scientists speak so much, blah, 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 this is there in the sun. Make one sun. In the night, morning when sun comes, all the billions and trillions of bulbs have to switch off. It's no use. Even if it is on, it's no use. The light is so bright. Why don't you make one? Night, if you make one, in fact, there was one king who made it actually. Priyavrata, he did make. It's not that it cannot be done. But you scientists can't do. You're so small. Even if you do, it's not a great credit. I tell you why. Just like, suppose a dog is barking on the street. Nobody cares. But somebody can imitate the barking. You will pay money to see that. Correct? There are some people who can imitate the barking of and the sounds of various animals. People go and see. They pay money to see it. So therefore it is said, all the work science we are doing is just imitating the barking of the dogs in the street. Because it's already going on in nature. Just like scientists take great pleasure nowadays in test tube baby. That's already happening. God has made trillions of uterus. In fact, our Acharya used to joke, one mosquito can create 20 mosquitoes. You can't make one. He is better than you. You sit in your lab, you cannot create a single mosquito from chemicals. But one female male mosquito meat, they can create hundreds. They are better than you. Okay? So try to understand this. In the nature things are happening. So there is beautiful sun. And you can imagine the scale of intelligence which will be needed to develop one son. If you are gentleman. Just like a doctor can appreciate great doctor. If you have some knowledge of science, can understand how much, because how much the whole universe is dependent on the sun, we know. If you go to a place where there is no sunlight, it is horrible. Whole life is sustained by the sun. Even in the Vedic model, Loka, Aloka planet where no sunlight reaches. So sun is so important for us. Without sun there is nothing, no life can exist on earth. And moon, Prabhupada is saying about moon. Because see, I realize I have not seen moon for a long time. Chandrama nodidare? You have seen? Nowadays we don't have time to see moon. People are living with nature. Their houses are small like a kuti because they didn't want to waste their time in material necessities. Their focus was spiritual. Temples used to be big. Palace has to be big because king has to exercise authority, so he needs a big palace. True? But people are simple, and they're very happy with it. They don't want. They're busy chanting, they're busy in spiritual pursuits. And they're living in nature. You come outside the kudi, oh, beautiful nature, not like this flats and all. And they see beautiful nature, they see moon. And I have not seen moon long time. I don't think anybody, correct? We hardly notice also moon is there. No time to look also. We are not even have time to look at the beauty of nature. Early morning, the nature is very, very, very beautiful. We have no time to see. So anyway, the moonshine is very soothing. Very, very soothing. And so that is also Krishna's arrangement. Now how the moonshine comes, there is a difference in the analysis of Vedic model and the modern model. Okay? That's a different discussion. But the moonshine is very, very pleasing. That is also Krishna's arrangement. So how much we can see, if you want to see in that way, how much we can feel loved and cared. Correct? Suppose you come to the house and beautiful prasadam is ready. Correct? And everything is ready. How much you feel cared, loved. So you see, we came to this earth, we are here. And this has been a study even for creationists. It's a group of scientists in America. That the fine tuning is unimaginable. They have taken the different constants that we have. You have small g, capital G, C, K. There are so many constants we have. 30, 40 constants. The fine tuning, we study more in physics. The fine tuning is, if it is fine tuning is touched in 1 part in a billion, it will disturb the whole life. Say the nuclear forces, if it is little more, only atom exists as hydrogen atom. Little more, not that you have to make it double, triple, no. Just 1 part in a billion or trillion, you just touch it. Only atom that exists will hydrogen. Nothing can exist, no chemistry can exist, there will only hydrogen. Correct? It's so delicate. Each force, just like we know the force of gravity or whatever it is, because we don't found any gravitons. We have just a theory of gravity. So force, we don't know how Earth is attracted towards the sun to this day. Because electron, we have some electrical charge. Here we don't know what it is. And there are so many explanations. So Earth is there and sun is there. The distance, if it is slightly changed, not much, slightly, total havoc will happen. It will become unimaginable. If the spin speed increases or decreases little, there is again tamasha. The tilt, just to change by little degrees, again they will. How it can be so precisely fit? Got it? It's a perfect fine tuning. So this always gives. Now before we see the spiritual world, we can see here. Got it? You have to, in the beginning stages, you cannot directly see the spiritual world. It is not possible to understand the domain of the activities of the spiritual world because you can't see that. But at least what you can see the universe, you can see moon, you can see sun. Is Krishna speaking something difficult now? Is there somebody says, I can't see the sun? Everybody can see. Somebody can say, I don't see the moon. Yeah. But now Krishna is giving information himself. This is from me. I've done it. And then immediately you feel, it's left for you to accept or not, but immediately you feel, if you accept the authority of Krishna, and why you should not accept? The authority of Krishna is accepted by all the great acharyas. And Krishna is himself giving, just like, suppose I have designed this, and I tell I designed it, there is no ahankara in that. It's fact. Suppose I say, I have not designed this. This is designed by some company in America. Okay? It's a famous recording machine actually, one of the best. But suppose I say, I designed it, that's ahankara. I have not done it, I am taking credit for what I have not done. When Krishna says, I designed this world, I designed the sun and moon, there is no ahankara, it's a fact. Some people say Krishna is very proud. How is he proud? He is telling the fact. He is telling the truth. It's the truth. Take it. Nothing happens in this world by accident. Nothing happens by accident. I'll give you an explanation. It's a fool's paradise. Suppose I say, I'm tossing a coin, and 50% time it comes positive, 50% time it comes negative. Did I tell you this argument? No. So you say the chance of the coin is positive because 50% chance the time was there. So how the coin is head? Because 50% time it had to be head, it is head therefore, by chance. No. Yeah, whatever. But how you say you see the coin 50%? Yes. Because the chance, you say how the coin is 50 on heads? Yeah, because 50% chance was there, so it is there. You not completed the by chance it has happened. No. Who was tossing the coin? Why you forgot that? If I would not have tossed the coin, the chance would not have come only. You not have got head or tails or anything. If I don't create the chance. So when I say chance, who created chance? Please try to. It's a very deep answer because it gives a slap on the whole science. The head or tail cannot be created unless I am tossing the coin. What about me who was tossing the coin? What about me? You say earth is in the exact place. What about me who was shifting it here and there? Okay. You got it? So nothing happens by chance actually. It's a very incorrect argument. Everything, even chance is a way you're putting a smoke screen on an innocent man who can't figure this out. Just like I tell you, they say one more argument. They say the whole universe is so finely tuned. So we have no answer, agreed. And it cannot happen by accident. They also agree. The probability is so bad it cannot happen. It's 10 to the power of some massive, which is mathematically impossible. Okay. So they say, you know what has happened? There is not one universe. There are trillions to the power of trillion. They're using string theory, 10 to the power of 560 something. The total number of it is more than total number of atoms in the universe. The number of universes. It's funny. Now total number of atoms, they're saying 10 to the power 84. Now this is 10 to the power of 560 something. I don't know how much string theory is saying. So now they are saying this unlimited number of universes, that this just happens to be one. So by chance this happens to be a universe where life is sustainable in one planet on sun. And many people buy the argument without understanding one fact: who created the multiple universes for the chance to happen. Just like unless I throw the dice or I throw, the 6 wala hota na, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless I throw that, the chance will not come only. So unless somebody is creating unlimited universes, how will the chance come? This is one of them. How the universe got created in the first place. That means somebody is creating unlimited universes and you are seeing one of them, the chance it fits there. Correct? So but the creator is maintainer also. He can create each universe. In fact, in the Bhagavad-gita, this idea is not accepted that any part of the universe is empty. It is not accepted. It says, viddhi, varieties of life are there everywhere. Acharya Prabhupada says the soul is explained in the 2nd chapter of Sarva Gataha. Soul is present everywhere. So there is not one part of the universe which is not congested with the living entities. How it is? Congested. But you may not be able to see because you are seeing in your way, a life in your way. It may not be in your way. It can be subtle. It can be subtle. You may not be able to see also because soul is not visible, sir, anyway. So life can exist everywhere. And it can exist even on the sun. Now we are talking about the sun. The sun, everybody in India does Gayatri towards the sun. And whom are they praying? To the Surya Narayana in the sun. That means the person there. Agreed? So how can somebody exist on the sun? Yes. Nayanam dahati pavakaha. Nayanam chindanti shastrani. You cannot cut the soul with any weapon. Nayanam dahati pavaka. You cannot burn it with fire. So soul can sit on the sun also. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. But you can't because this body can't do. So this is called an argument which is known as Kupa Manduka Nyaya, logic of the frog in the well. A small frog is born in a well, 3-foot well, whole life lived there. And at the end of the day, what he knows, nothing more than his well. So when I talk about ocean, he cannot understand. So when I talk about living on sun, you can't understand because you have no experience of that. But doesn't mean it cannot happen. Just like I have no experience of life in water, doesn't mean it cannot happen. It is there. When you go and see, there may be people who have never seen life in water. Say possible, living in a desert. But the moment they go and see in ocean so many fish, they can't believe. People, actually, it's difficult for us to believe how somebody can live inside the water deep. How does it breathe? But it has everything. How does it move? It has everything. It's a life is adjusted. So we are seeing life on earth. We are seeing life on water. We are seeing life on air. So Prabhupada said, what the fire has done, what sad thing it has done, the life will not be born in it. What the fire has done, some poor fellow has done something wrong that they will be nullified. When we are seeing life on, you are seeing life on earth. We are seeing life on water. There are panchadhatu, earth, water, fire, air, ether. We are seeing life on earth. We are seeing life on water. We are seeing life on air. We see so many insects flying in the air. Even bacteria is really there. Everywhere. All the three places life is there. Why not on sun then? Poor fellow, what he has done. It will be there also. In fact, they are already getting hint. At very, very high temperature on the volcano, they are seeing life and they are bewildered. Some bacteria is able to live at a high temperature. They are seeing. They call them something. What do they call? Yeah, they are seeing some kind of bacteria which can live at a high. You will see people are able to adjust. And you do not know actually. See what happens. Today in your room, sunshine is entering, not the sun. You can't even proceed towards the sun much. It's extremely hot. You have to stay some million miles away. So there is a limitation. And to depend that I will know everything by my senses is rejected in the Shastra. And I gave you the argument previously. Not only I have been given the body, I have been designed and given the senses by the Lord. The way I look at look at this world, I have no freedom. It is through this senses, the way they are designed. I am conditioned to look at the world the way my senses allow me. I cannot break through the senses and see independent of that. Agree? I cannot. So what I have to do in this situation, that I lose faith, that through the senses I can know the truth. That's what the Shastra says. You cannot know the truth through the senses. You have to hear from the authority. So spiritual life begins the day you give up faith in your senses. Through them I cannot know the truth. They are limited. What my sense I can see. Now there is dark outside, I cannot see anything. Correct? My senses, actually this is come in modern philosophy, this is called phenomenal world. Even philosophers agree. Not small this. What you deal in schools and colleges are third-rate teachers. They don't know science also properly. The real scientists are different. They know the problems in science. They are the philosophers of science. They say something called phenomenal world. They say we are living in a world of experience. They themselves say, I don't know whether you are there. I am having an experience that you are there. And one devotee gives a very nice argument. So suppose I see something. I see the mridanga. Okay? So I ask you, where is the mridanga? You will point there. It's an image in your eye that you can be sure about. You can't be sure about. You can only be sure about an image you're getting in eye. You cannot be sure about the position of mridanga there. You know, hologram can be done. There will be no mridanga possibly. What you can be assertively say, I am having an experience of an image in my eye of a mridanga. That's it. Nothing more you can say. If you are honest scientist, correct? So we are actually living in a world of experience, and scientists say we have no way to know the reality. We have no way to know what's the real world. We only live in phenomenal world. Yes, through experimental knowledge, you have no way to know the real world. Real world is there in the Shastra. Because it comes from the Lord who is not conditioned like you. And also, when the soul becomes liberated, it doesn't have to see through the senses, it can see directly. At that stage, liberated people also speak different than a normal conditioned soul. And very, very interesting is that the whole Vedic literature is a collection of realization, even about this universe, of so many great saints. And if you studied that, you will find something interesting, not a single contradiction. That means they all saw the same thing. Just like if you say there is a mridanga here, I say, he say, that means it's a fact, there was a mridanga here. Agree? There is no need of contradiction. So similarly, if the whole universe is being described, many people in their realized stage, and Krishna is personally describing here, interestingly, in their stage of realization, there is no contradiction. If you're to the hallucination, it should be contradiction. What is Vedic literature? Vedic literature is a collection of authorized statements of many realized people. That's all it is. And including Krishna, the Supreme Personality, the authority of the authority. And now, therefore, when Krishna speaks, it is taken very specially because he is Guru of all the Gurus. Therefore, Vedavyasa also, when Krishna is speaking, is saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Please wait a minute. Vedavyasa is a very big authority. But when Krishna is speaking, he says, wait a minute. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. The Supreme Authority is now speaking. The Supreme. He doesn't say Krishna Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Every time Krishna speaks, he doesn't say Krishna Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. With a great respect, correct? Shri is Bhagavan is the Supreme Personality now speaking. The highest authority. So it's actually privilege. Here, through our limited senses, we are trying to perceive the world. It's like a blind man trying to figure out things. Okay? But here the Lord is speaking, who is not conditioned in any way, who is speaking. And Prabhupada says that's the only way to know the truth. Scientists admit, through our senses we have no way to know the real world. Here the real world is being revealed by the Lord. So actually spiritual life begins when we accept that the senses can't help me much. It's not blind. In that, I'll give you an example. Now the Shastra, I tell you, you are supposed blind. Okay? I tell you, proceed, front, proceed. You will touch a mic here. So in the way, you actually could not see anything. We just followed what I said. Practical faith. This is called not blind faith. Authority is telling, it's practical faith. And you proceed, you come here, you see the mic. Yeah. What you told is correct. It's there. You can feel everything. Agreed? So similarly, the Shastra reveals to you, in your heart, the Lord is sitting. Not only you are there, the Paramatma is sitting. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma is sitting there. And is conscious, you can talk to him. Start. You work on what Shastra says. It will bear effect to you. Just like the Vedas say, cow dung is pure. Now there are stool of at least lakhs of animals, including human stools. If you have to develop it by experiment, you will go in circles actually. Correct? There are so many stools of so many animals. How they get figured out? It's from the Creator. He made it like that. Not only cow dung, even cow urine is a medicine. In Ayurveda, it is a very powerful medicine, cow urine. How many people you ask that the cow urine problem is over? Correct? Cow urine is considered a medicine. Cow dung is also can be used as medicine also, and is totally antiseptic. When Britishers came to India, that was their problem. They said this country is a degraded country. They're putting stool of an animal inside the house. And they retracted the statement after 50 years of research. Yeah, it doesn't have any effect. Even on a wound you put, it will not create septic. Correct? They've studied this. This is surprising actually. But how did they come to know? Was there any research done in India that cow dung is pure? No. Veda Vakya. Vedas say that. They brought cow dung inside the house, put it all around the house, they put actually. It's very wonderful actually. It gives a very nice smell. Very pleasing smell. Have you gone to Goshala? It's very pleasing smell. So how did they develop this knowledge? Try to get it. You take information of the Vedas, you work on it. Wonderful. Correct? So similarly, you get an information, the Lord is sitting in your heart. Work on it. No. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad-gita ki.